Let's talk a little bit to Andy the Krampus, the Northern Illinois Krampus. We're going to talk a little bit about, maybe a little bit about Krampus lore, how Andy became a Krampus, and a little bit more about that. Andy, do you want to tell us first, like, how did you get into into Krampus and the lore and and then becoming one? There, thank you.
You could fill volumes with that. Very descriptive, very evocative.
Okay, since we're going to be PG, I do this when we do appearances because a lot of kids do get scared. So we want to make sure that they realize that this is somewhat make-believe. So I'll go ahead and lift the mask and so forth like I have for you tonight. How did I get involved in Krampus? Let's see. Probably about 3-4 years ago, I stumbled upon Krampus. Thought it was extremely intriguing. I do like odd things, different things from the past, eclectic, supernatural, and so forth. Then approximately, I don't know, a year later, we were at the Chris Kindle Market downtown Chicago, and lo and behold, they actually had a Krampus booth.
Oh, wow.
It was interesting. Never thought you would see something like that here in Chicago. Lo and behold, at Christmas, I got this actual mask as a Christmas gift. From there, I have not turned back. It's just taken off ever since. The rest of the costume is all handmade. It's real fur. My hand, if you would. Authentic fur witch. You'll notice in the background I have my sack for children, my basket. It's just been evolving ever since. So that's pretty much how I became involved in Krampus.
That's awesome. So are kids often frightened during your appearances?
Believe it or not, it's a very random mix. I mean, I want to really start early this year and kind of have like a Krampus in July, if you would. Get people started thinking about it because, like I think in your little promo earlier today on YouTube, it's really becoming popular. It's really becoming to the forefront. I got a list of events and appearances that I've been at. I've done Bristol Renaissance Fair for the past 2 years on different themed weekends. Actually won the costume contest twice. One year was actually the grand prize. It is interesting, you go there and it's like 95 degrees out and you're dressed in for a suit. But I prepare. I have a cooling vest and so forth. So my wife thinks I'm nuts, as do other people. But it's huge. It's really come to the forefront. We've done events locally, from the local 4th of July parades to participating with other organizations who I'll probably give a shout out or mention to a little bit later. So.
Are you mostly around Chicago? How far out do you end up going with this?
I have gone as far as Milwaukee.
Okay.
Milwaukee, there's a large Krampus group. This is only their second year. I went to a Krampus build day last year in Milwaukee, and after we got started up there and we were working on costumes and ideas and so forth, they did their Krampus knock on December 5th. This year they did it on December 5th too. I actually cut my vacation short just to come to that. And we probably had at least 75 Krampus. There were some other, if you want to say Christmas oddities there. There's Welsh traditions, witch traditions, and so forth that participated. We probably had at least 7 participants and over 1,500 spectators.
Oh, wow.
Bavarian Brauhaus outside of Milwaukee in Glendale, Wisconsin. It was huge. It was really, really huge.
Awesome. Do they have cheese curds?
They had everything. They had vendors. They had bar. They even had a Krampus build for children. It was, it was I counted, I think, 10 or 15 tables with 10 seats. And when I peeked in there, because we had our dressing room off to the side, every single seat was filled with children. It was really, really big. Well received.
Awesome.
So, when you ask if they're scared, yeah, you get a few. But I'll dress up for Halloween, sit outside of my porch here. You know, we have a house that's over 100 years old, so it's very cool. And